Hey everyone, it's Chris. Thanks for tuning in. I'm excited to walk you through our Q3 and Q4 API roadmap here at Moralis, what we've shipped, what's coming up soon, and we've shipped a lot. So we'll go through each one. I appreciate that your time is important, so if you want to skip to a specific feature, check the description for the timestamp and I'll see you over there. And let's jump straight in. So we'll start off with wallet history. So wallet history was launched earlier this year, and it allows you to pull a wallet's full transaction history, fully decoded and enriched in a single API call, whether you need swaps, sales, transfers, mints, burns, or any other contract interaction. This API has it all, and it includes internal transactions, logs, NFT metadata, all of the individual components, making it perfect for a wallet or activity feed apps. NFT Sales Prices. Let's jump into that one next. We have two new endpoints released earlier this year. You can now fetch sale prices for NFTs by collection or token ID, and we support all the major marketplaces like OpenSea, Blur, and LooksRare for native currency transactions, with ERC20 support coming soon. Token pair liquidity next, and this one we added new pair and liquidity APIs for both Solana and EVM chains, so you can now track token pairings, monitor liquidity, and even access aggregated data across various DEXs. And it makes it easy to build the DeFi dashboards, portfolio management systems, and analytics tools. DeFi Positions. We released 3 new endpoints for DeFi, and so now you can get, across the major protocols like Uniswap, Aave, MakerDAO, and more, a summary of a wallet and what they've done, or more detailed position breakdown by protocol. And this feature will streamline how you monitor the wallet's DeFi activity. Profit and loss, P&L tracking, or more specifically, realized profitability. This endpoint lets you track a wallet's profitability, token profitability over time, including the top profitable wallets for a specific token. So whether you're managing your own assets or tracking other wallets or analyzing wallets, this endpoint helps you get excellent wallet insights. ERC20 security score. Now that came over from Moralis.com, and that will help you build more granular token spam filters. So for example, now you get a value between 0 and 100, depending on how safe or reputable that token is. And it's based on various on-chain metrics, security, or smart contract security itself. And so now you can choose, filter out anything below 60, or only give me between 50 and 70, for example, and I'll put that as amber. And these are the kinds of things you can now build in your application, and it's live across the majority of our token endpoints now. NFT Rarity and NFT Floor Prices, they were both brought to the API earlier this year. You can now fetch the different traits and the rarity labels and percentages for a specific collection, as well as the sale and floor price of the NFT. So there's separate endpoints for those available in the documentation. Entities and labels. So this one is allowing you to now cycle through and get additional information on the types of applications and protocols of a particular address. So you know that in wallet history, for example, you get a to and a from. And so I'll give an example. Let's just skip through a few tabs here. An application like this showing the wallet history. If we go into a swap transaction and look at the wallet history JSON that you would get for a request, you'll see that there is a to address entity. In this case, it's Uniswap, to address entity logo. So you could render that if you want. And the Uniswap universal router is the label for that transaction. So you can really easily render these, although in my application, I didn't. So no excuses. But that is live on the API now. If we take a quick look at the documentation, you could do a search for all the Uniswap matches, and it will send you a list of all the different addresses and labels for those matches. And you can get all the ones that we currently support from the API as well, and the different statistics around those. So that is live. Let's see what's next. I'll come back to our, there we go, presentation. And so we've extended support for the top DeFi protocols. Again, I'm just going to cycle through. Pendle was one that we launched earlier this year. So that's 3 billion TVL in just that one alone. We also launched EtherFi, Rocket Pool, and Spark, and that takes our supported protocol list up to an impressive number for this year. And you can get that from Web3 API documentation under resources, supported DeFi protocols. Okay, now I might be in the way here. But we're going to move on to the wallet token approvals next. And this was a video that was released earlier this month, I believe. And it allows you to fetch all of the different addresses which have approval to spend tokens for a specific wallet, crucial for security monitoring, token management. So you can choose to revoke those approvals. And we now have an endpoint that lets you fetch that much more easily. Okay, extended RPC methods. This is perfect for anybody that wants a node-like request to be able to fetch accessed or be able to access decoded blockchain data, such as token balances, NFT balances, decoded transactions, and so much more. And that will simply be in a request style that someone more familiar with. Moving over to ERC20 pairs and liquidity. So these endpoints now allow you to take a token address and retrieve all of the different pairs connected to that token address. So it enables more comprehensive DeFi and trading applications more easily. It's available on EVM and Solana, and it'll give you the liquidity, the number of active pairs, the active dexes, and the specific pair address, depending on which endpoint you choose to use. And that brings us up to current. So if we take now a look at the upcoming items, so the ERC20 token holders, the Solana endpoints, Candlestick API, token swap transactions and pair stats, and then that'll bring you up to date for what we've got planned for the rest of the year. So the first one that we will start with is holders. We're bringing to the API both a total holders count for both EVM and Solana API, but also we're bringing the holders, we're going to support time series for the holders as well, so you can query how it's changed historically also. So right now you have to paginate through our owner's endpoint to get the count. If the token has 100,000 holders, then traversing through each page of results could take some time. So we're going to solve that with a couple of new endpoints which will be coming probably towards the end of November, maybe December. It's going into QA soon, so that's nearly ready to ship. EVM will come first, Solana will come afterwards. Okay, then we have Solana endpoints. So the goal here is to improve Solana endpoints to get them up to closer to EVM level. The next batch that we're shipping will be token holders, token swap transactions, top traders, and as you can see, the improved token metadata and pair and volume stats. The pair stats will come on to in a moment because that's also coming to EVM as well. Candlestick API, this one's being QA'd right now, and I have a demo app that uses it. This is a screenshot from that app. And for a given token pair address, you can get the open, high, low, close, and volume up to 300 per request. Supports multiple time frames, and it will give you the data, providing that the pair, EVM pair, has trading volume. It's also coming to Solana, but right now it's going to be available on ETH, Base, Avalanche, Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Linear. Should be ready by the end of the month. Token swap transactions. So with this one, we until now haven't indexed or at least exposed swaps via the API. So the problem is that you have to examine the transactions, the transfers, the logs, and really get into the weeds of trying to decode everything to figure out what is an actual swap. So now we're going to be bringing new endpoints to fetch swaps by pair address, token address, wallet address, but also filter by things like buy or sell, or buy and sell, or add liquidity, remove liquidity, things like that. Okay, and then we have the pair stats coming to both EVM and Solana. And for this one, we're going to be giving you data like the number of buys and sells, buyers and sellers, the buy volume, sell volume for different time frames. So you can easily render these types of components with a single call rather than have to fetch that data in pieces from lots of different API endpoints that we have. And the final update is that Moralis.io moved to developers.moralis.com, but the content is as it was. And the documentation has moved to docs.moralis.com. So if you're wondering why that was, that's why we've done that. Brought it under the Moralis.com brand. And that brings you up to current. So a lot of things have shipped, gone through that as quickly as I can. A lot of additional items are on the roadmap and coming very, very soon. So if you'd like to learn more about any of these, feel free to DM me on Slack or Telegram, shoot me an email. The details are in the description below. And we can even arrange a call to dive deeper into how we can align some of these features to your project to take you to the next level. Again, thanks for your continued trust and support in Moralis. I'm excited to see what you build next. But until the next video, guys, I'll speak to you soon.